and welcome to the Southwestern PA Business Podcast. I'm Mandy Pryor with the Southwest Regional Chamber of Commerce. Today we're going to talk a little bit about IT, cyber security, as well as artificial intelligence with Zen Piotrowski of CMIT Solutions South. So, without further ado, thank you so much, Zen, for coming on here today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well,
My pleasure.
You have been with the Chamber a long time. He sits on our board of directors, and we thank you so much for all that you're doing for our business community. But you also do a lot for our business community behind the scenes, and that's what we're going to get into today, because there's lots going on, apparently, in the cybersecurity world, and you're the guy who knows everything about it, right?
Yeah, we're a managed IT service provider. We're one of the nation's largest managed service providers. We do literally everything. CMIT stands for completely managed IT. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, so we manage.
So you will completely manage your IT.
Yep, for a small medium business.
Wonderful. And so, how did you get into this business?
When I retired from IBM, instead of really retiring, I decided to open my managed service business, CMIT Solutions, here in Pittsburgh. And it's because I really love helping clients and businesses, and IT has been part of my life for a long, long time, so I really enjoy what we do. And we're really good at what we do. So have a lot of experience, enjoy helping our clients.
That's good. And it's an ever-changing industry, though.
Oh, absolutely. And in today's world, it's become a whole lot more precarious for small and medium business, and that's what we're here to talk about. October is Cybersecurity Month, and today we're here to talk about cybersecurity and AI. And both of those things are really important to concentrate on if you're a small and medium business owner.
Yeah, I mean, people don't think about it until they're in trouble with it, and then, it puts your business at risk.
Oh, right. Cybersecurity attacks have been on the rise for the past 10 years, starting with COVID, when people started working remotely and in hybrid environments. Small and medium businesses are very vulnerable. They're probably least prepared to defend themselves against cybersecurity attacks. So they're a primary target. And 81% of those attacks start with attacks on their emails. So their employees, their email addresses are the primary way that threat actors get into their systems and attack their businesses.
Well, and they're getting better and better at hiding those emails to make them look legit.
Right, and they're we're going to be talking about AI, but they're leveraging AI to enhance those attacks. So those attacks could actually start on your mobile phone as a text message, and you could accidentally, click on that text and provide them access. Once they get access into your system, they literally invade everything. They're trying to get into they're like cockroaches, basically. And what they're trying to do is get into your email. Once they do, they read all the emails that you've sent, and because they're using AI, they do it in a matter of minutes.
And they just look for keywords or key phrases?
Well, they read all your emails. They know who all your customers are. They literally send them emails to tell them, as an example, instead of where you normally pay your invoices, this is where you should pay your invoices. And of course it's not, it's their bank account. They literally block any emails that you would get, like responses back from those customers.
So you can't even.
No, you won't
even. You don't even know until it's way too late.
No, because all of those responses get forwarded to the threat actor, so you don't even know that they've sent those emails to them.
Oh.
And many of those customers, if you don't have any other policies or procedures in place to prevent that kind of thing, will start paying them through those.
And have no idea.
That's correct. And that money is usually not recoverable because you have to.
Because you have a window of time before you.
Businesses have about 24 hours to identify fraudulent activity on their bank accounts.
Well, and I know that Joe Verducci has been going around from Brentwood Bank, and a lot of the banks are pushing cybersecurity and positive pay, which is like a double
Right.
checks what you're sending out.
Right.
So these pretty much go hand in hand, because once that money's gone, you're right, it's gone and you can't recover it.
Right.
So they're getting trickier and trickier.
Right.
And so what can your company do to help?
Oh, well, we have a number of things to do. There isn't just one thing. In today's world in the cybersecurity space, you have to use a multifaceted approach to securing your information. So really good passwords, different passwords for every single different application, multi-factor authentication, and
Yes.
that's just the start. Making sure that your data is in a secure, encrypted environment. If you're planning on using AI, that data isn't shared publicly by the AI tool. We're going to talk about this
A little bit.
in our conversation, but many businesses don't even know their employees are using AI. And more than 90% of businesses today are using some form of AI, whether they know it or not. And their employees could be using publicly available tools that expose their data and
You have to be careful out
right,
there.
that's correct.
There's a lot that we don't know. We're all using AI, I think most of us at this point.
Right.
Facebook was the start of it. You didn't even know you were using AI. When it's all those catchphrases for happy birthday are popping up and you just get to click on it instead of writing that out.
Oh,
Like
right.
That's early. We were using it 3-4 years ago and didn't know that that's what that was.
Right.
But a lot of us are utilizing ChatGPT and similar AI tools to make our lives more streamlined. Everybody's trying to hustle and go
Right.
faster, but you have to be even more careful.
Yeah, artificial intelligence, or AI, has been around for quite a while. But what's made it a lot more popular is this notion of generative AI, which is what ChatGPT is. It creates new content. You use a conversation with that AI tool to create that content.
Yeah.
All of that content is brand new content. It isn't being copied from anywhere. A lot of people find that kind of interesting, or they didn't know that before. They thought maybe it's copying things from someplace.
Yeah.
So it isn't plagiarism. It's literally creating new content for them. And businesses are interested in using it because, one, it improves their productivity. As an example, you may be preparing a proposal for somebody, and that might take you, hours or days even to get a really good proposal put together. With something like a AI tool, a generative AI tool like a ChatGPT, you could create that draft proposal in just a matter of minutes. So you
Sure.
could start with that.
Yeah, I know people are doing it for grant proposals. They're using it for event write-ups. They're using
Right.
it. I have tried a few times, and now that it's getting into Copilot for your email, and
Yeah.
Canva is having these generative, but the graphics still have a way to go. The graphic design aspects that you're trying to create, you're like,
Yeah.
this doesn't look right.
Yeah.
So it has a little while to go on that, but I'm
Yeah.
sure 2-3 years down the road, it'll just be enter your event information, I'll put it onto a new graphic, and you're done.
Right.
So it's crazy. I mean, it's just going to be incorporated into everything is what I'm trying to.
Right. It is, and it is already. The key is that you have to protect your business, whether you're using AI or not using AI. You should have some policies in place, like general use policies that your employees are aware of what they should do. They shouldn't just willy-nilly go out and use free AI tools to do things in their business, because they could be exposing company secrets, IP, that intellectual property that they shouldn't be exposing to the outside world. That needs to all be protected. And at the same time, do it in a secure way so that information isn't being shared with the outside world, and also that the threat actors aren't getting access to your systems internally.
So how do you help small and mid-sized businesses protect themselves on that level? Because that's all new. I mean, we've all heard of ransomware and firewalls and all of those different
Right. So
tools that you can use to protect yourself a little better. But AI is kind of new
Right.
and not as
Right.
thought of.
But what's not new is protecting your data. So we've been doing that for customers for quite a long time. So we have, you can have data that's encrypted, it's stored in secure cloud environments where you want to make sure it's secure, but the right people have access to it. So having policies and procedures and techniques available that only the right people that are authorized to get at that information can get at it. All of those techniques have been around for quite a while, but not everyone was using them, and it wasn't as important maybe to keep all that secure and using all those kind of components until now. So now it's even more important. And we've talked about this before, but many small and medium businesses don't think they're a target for, threat actors.
That's exactly who the target is.
Right, it's exactly right. And like I said, they're the most vulnerable because they haven't taken all the proper steps to protect themselves.
Yeah, I mean, because these small, mid-sized businesses, a lot of them are working, with their small crew. They only have so many employees. So whenever they're thinking of AI and IT, it's like the last thing. They're like, well, I have this, and this. And the bigger companies have people internally to just focus on that.
Right. They have a lot more people. And even some of the big companies aren't doing a great job at this. It's all brand new. I've been at conferences where I hear some of the chief technology officers say, "Oh, we monitor who's using AI. We don't permit it at our company." This was just a little over a year ago that I heard this. And when I asked the question of, well, how are you monitoring it? They said, well, we just tell them they're not supposed to use it. That's not monitoring. Anybody could still be doing it without their knowledge. So, it's difficult to know exactly what everybody's doing unless you have tools to be able to see what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many people doing so much information processing at any company at one time. Especially the bigger you get, that's how many different people do you have to watch and
Right.
monitor. So.
Yeah.
And so, in terms of AI technology, like what have you seen the most of or the least of, and how can people protect themselves out there?
Well, now there are well over 65 different generative AI programs.
Wow.
So
and that's just the beginning.
Yeah, it is just the beginning, and they're all derivatives from the same project, right? The OpenAI project is what kind of started this, and that's really what accelerated that growth of artificial intelligence. Previously, there was interest, and businesses were using it for very specific kind of tasks, for machine learning, for helping them improve their supply chains and those kinds of things. But now with generative AI, it's accelerated it because you use just spoken English or just a typed English sentence to ask it to do things, and you point it at some information that you have. And that's the part that is really important. If you point it at information that's supposed to be secured, and then now that information becomes available to the AI tool that can be shared with others if you don't restrict it, that's a problem. So we help customers understand how to protect it, how to restrict it, so they can use AI safely and protect it against threats. The other side of AI is the threat actors are also using AI. So,
and they probably have way more knowledge and have spent more time researching the AI.
I don't know if they have way more knowledge, but they certainly have people that are focusing on how to use it productively for them.
Yes.
So that's a problem. And one of the ways that they're using it, they like to inject false information. So if you're using it to control your supply chain, they might poison your data and then impact your supply chain just to disrupt it. And once they're doing that to maybe hold you for ransom, to say, look, we can fix this, but you have to pay us a ransom to get us to fix it. But if you're not aware that, if you're just blindly trusting AI, that it's always going to give you the right answer, that somebody isn't poisoning the source, right? And the source comes from what's called large language models that have information about what you're trying to ask the AI tool to do. That can be a big problem, especially if you don't know that could possibly happen to you.
And especially if you're not doing your due diligence and checking everything
Right.
before utilizing it, which people don't.
So touche, Mandy, because that's exactly what companies need to do. You need to have human interaction and involvement with AI. You can't just let it go and let it do everything and know that it's going to do everything. So a human should be looking at the resulting data and just make sure it's correct. And just checking to see what it's telling you. And you're seeing stories in the news about, terrible things that AI can do, like even the kids, right? There's some children that have committed suicide because they were interacting with an AI tool that was telling them it was okay to do that.
That's terrible.
Yeah, so now there's lawsuits, from families that after that. But you need to have some human interaction that's checking what's going on and what the answers are, what that interaction is with your business or even with your children. If they're leveraging some of that stuff, check to see what they're doing. Make sure they're safe.
Yeah, I mean, I monitor a lot of my kids' data that they have, especially when it comes to like chat, anything where they can chat with somebody outside of the program itself. Having kid filters and all of that helps.
Right.
But, we watch some cool stuff too. Now we keep watching these weird videos of like, which would be your perfect bedroom? And it's like a hamburger bed, but it's so weird. It's like cotton candy, and they all like lift these like very realistic looking like cotton candy blankets. It's there's some good to AI as well.
Yeah.
And there is. But when it comes to your business, make sure that you're not. It's like your bank. If you're going to go in and check your bank account, you check it often, especially if you're running a business. You know how much is in there, how much is coming out. Well, that's the same with language. You have to check the language of AI, what's coming in, what's going out, so you don't lose.
Right.
You can't just let it go and like oversee it without, go ahead, just do what you want.
Right. And not reacting to like text messages that say that they're from your bank, to say, oh, this transaction just occurred, click on this, let us know if this is a fraudulent transaction. And banks do send messages to say, hey, we've noticed these transactions, but they're not asking for your information in those same messages.
No.
And all of those create a sense of urgency. So one of the things that should raise a red flag, if it's creating a sense of urgency, like you think you have to respond to something right away, take another look at it. And there are some really good deep fakes right now, and you started out talking about that. The AI is like tricks you to thinking, oh, this is from Intuit, from QuickBooks, or this is coming from a DocuSign document. Yeah, and it's usually they're trying to guess what you might click on. Oh, here's your pay increase, right? And click on this.
I'd click on that.
Yeah, so there you go.
Pay increase.
There you go.
It wouldn't happen that way, I guess, with the board of directors.
But it's those kinds of emails, text messages that are creating a sense of urgency, trying to get you to divulge information that's confidential. If somebody's trying to get you to do that, or a system's trying to get you to do that, double check and don't use the links that they sent you. If you think your bank is trying to tell you there's something.
Definitely check the email addresses they're coming from.
Yeah.
They won't necessarily be from you.
But call your bank. If say, hey, I just got a notice that I might have some fraudulent transactions. Can you have someone look at this with me and help me with it? They'll be more than happy to help you.
Well, and we received yesterday a dispute notice from somebody who had purchased a car raffle ticket. And so I was like, who would dispute a car raffle ticket? So I went to the bank. I had to go there anyway. Went to the bank, asked them, figured out the date, looked back in the transaction. I called the man, and he said, oh, it came up on my bank account under the credit card of Southwest Airlines. And so he clicked it, disputed it.
Right.
And so he worked it out. He's like, sorry, that was like through my bank, but we don't know what that charge is. But he was on it enough to say, hey, what's this charge? And then, that's kind of how you have to be with everything. I mean,
Right.
if you're clicking stuff and you're looking at stuff, and you can't just be going as fast as humanly possible because you're just going to miss stuff.
And in today's world, we're all really, really busy, and a lot of people think they're really good multitaskers. We're not. We're terrible multitaskers.
Absolutely.
So if we're really busy and there's a lot of things going on in our life, and now some urgent thing comes in, it's just one more thing that gets piled on. That's exactly what the threat actors are looking at. They're trying to get you to do something now that you wouldn't normally do because you're under stress and you're trying to get something done, and you're not completely paying attention. And they trick you into doing something you didn't want to do. And that's like divulging your confidential information.
So where do these, and I don't know if you know, but where do these hackers come from?
Usually they're...
Are they all called hackers?
We call them threat actors because they could be governments. They could be the Korea, right?
Yeah.
Agents in Korea. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal not too long ago about how the Korean government makes a lot of its revenue through people that they hire to be hackers, threat actors, to try to abscond money from all over the world. So they're trying
That's nice.
Oh, isn't it?
High integrity.
But they're usually criminal organizations. So I would rank them, a state agency like Korea as a criminal actor, but there's also criminal agencies like, I don't know if they're organized crime that's trying to abscond with money. And most of those people that are working for those agencies are in countries where they don't have extradition policies with the United States. But the United States has been really clever. Sometimes those people travel on vacation to countries that they could be extradited from, and our government has been able to capture some of them and
just because they felt
recover
like
the money.
traveling.
Right. Not only recover the money, but also recover their Bitcoin wallets and the money. But not always, right? So you can't rely on the government to save you. And first of all, if you haven't lost millions of dollars yourself, that's impacting the government, economy. The federal government isn't going to give you too much help to recover your money.
Yeah, they're not going to help that much.
Right. But if you ever get in that situation, the FBI does take complaints. So you can go to their website and file a complaint. And a lot of times, if you're being held for ransom, sometimes they even have the code to unencrypt your data. But it doesn't always work either.
Of course not.
And if you pay the ransom, 45% of the time, they don't let you recover your data anyway. Yeah. So,
and it does put businesses under. I mean, if you don't have, especially if you're, say, in healthcare or, insurance, that's way higher risk because you're taking in personal information. You have people's, all of their information. So if you don't have your managed IT service in place, making sure that information is secure, that's even bigger of a risk.
Well, not only can you lose your data, but you could also be fined, right? If you, with regulations like HIPAA, you could be fined by the government for not securing that data. So that could happen.
So what else? You have an event coming up.
Yeah, we have an event that's focused on leveraging AI and doing that using best practices so that it secures your information. It's going to be in mid-October. We are going to have an announcement on the Chamber website as to the exact date and time for that. It's going to be at Topgolf, so it'll be kind of fun.
Very nice.
It's open to small and medium businesses. So if you have a small or medium business and you're a small and medium business owner, and are interested in using AI and leveraging it in your business, it's a great event to attend.
And it can be a great resource for your business. It is streamlining things, just being very careful and secure. So hopefully you can help them along with that. But I know I will try my best to be at the event because I've been to an event of yours a couple years ago.
Yep.
I believe. So very, very good to sit down and learn all of that, especially in your daily business when you're going along. To have somewhere to sit, focus, pay attention, learn something, as well as have a nice time, meet people.
Right.
I always like that, doing what I do.
Right.
So, Good. Well, and we'll share all of the information about his event as soon as it becomes readily available. And we hope that you attend and learn more about CMIT Solutions South. And Zen, of course, who's been around here for quite a long time at this point, right?
Yeah, we've
Seven?
been in operation for over 7 years here in Pittsburgh.
7 years. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So is there anything I missed that I know?
Nope, but I think we're good.
Okay. Well, we will share more of Zen's information. So in case you are looking for an IT person to help manage your business, or you have questions about AI, cybersecurity, your question and email. I'm sure that's probably a first thing. We all get them every once in a while, so it's nice to have somebody in place. But we can have you reach out to Zen, find out more about his business. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Southwestern PA Business Podcast. Thank you to Zen Piotrowski of CMIT Solutions South, and we'll share the information about the upcoming IT Topgolf event soon. Don't forget, our Excellence Awards are coming up November 6th. Our vote will start on September 15th. So make sure you get in there, vote for your favorite businesses, vote for your favorite IT company, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Southwestern PA Business Podcast.